third method, which is the division method. And again, we are going to look at the same example and see whether we get 8 as the answer or not. So in division method, we'll start with any two numbers, whichever you like. So I'll start with, let's say, the smallest one and the biggest one. And I'm going to write down the smallest number over here and the biggest number inside. So this is called the dividend and this is called the divisor. We're going to write the smaller number in the divisor column and the bigger number in the dividend column. And we are going to try and divide this, whatever the remainder is. So 24 ones are 24, 24 twos are 48, and if you add these, we'll get 24 threes are, and that happens to be 72 itself. So it's perfectly divisible. So 24 threes are 72. And since we get a perfectly divisible answer, 24 probably be the HCF. But we need to test this. So now what we are going to do, we're going to take 24, which is from here, and we are going to take 56, which is the third number. So we are going to write 24 over here, and we are going to write 56. So this could be the HCF, but we know it is not going to be, and we are going to write the bigger number in the dividend column. And again, we'll try to divide 24 and 56, whatever the remainder is. So we know the table of 24 is 24 ones are 24, 24 twos are 48. So we have 24 twos are 48. And then we're going to subtract this. 16 minus 8 is 8, 4 minus 4 is 0. But no, we didn't get the remainder as 0. So now what? We are going to continue our division. But this time we are going to write this 8 over here. And we are going to write the smaller number 24 over here. So the divisor now becomes the dividend and the remainder becomes the divisor. And we are going to continue this division till we get a remainder of 0. So let's see. So 8 threes are 24. Yeah, 8 threes are 24 and the remainder is 0. So now since no other numbers are still left, 8 is the HCF. So HCF of 56, 24 and 72 is 8. Let's take another example. Some of you may be still confused. So let's take the example of 16 and let's take 20. So we're going to write the bigger number inside and the smaller number outside. And 16 ones are 16 because 16 twos are 32, sorry, will be a very big number. And the remainder is 4. Now we are going to write this remainder 4 as a divisor, and this divisor 16 will become the dividend. And we know 4 fours is 16. So when we get the remainder as 0, the divisor at that moment, not the quotient but the divisor, is the HCF. So the HCF of 16 and 20 is 4. So this was the division method. And there is another method which is very similar to the division method, and that is taking away the least method. So what is taking away the least method? In this method, we are going to write all the three numbers, 56, 24 and 72 together. This is one of the easiest methods to understand. Now, tell me which of the three is the smallest. 24 is the smallest. So what we are going to do is we are going to subtract 24 from the other numbers and not from 24 of course. And let's subtract them. 6 minus 4 is 2. 5 minus 2 is 1. Oh, sorry, it's not 1, it's 3. And what is 2 minus 4? That's not possible. So 12 minus 4 is 8. And 6 minus 2 is 4. So we are going to write down 24, the smallest number, as it is. And now our three numbers are 32, 24 and 48. And now tell me which is the smallest number. It is still 24. So we're going to write down 24 as it is in the next line. And we are going to subtract 24 from these two numbers. And we are going to continue doing this till we get all the three numbers equal. So again, this is not possible. So 12 minus 4 is 8, 2 minus 2 is 0, 0, 8, and 8 minus 4 is 4, and 4 minus 2 is 2. Now tell me, which is the smallest number? Of course, 8 is the smallest number. So we're going to write down 8 as it is, and we're going to subtract 8 from the other two. So 4 minus 8 is not possible. So 14 minus 8, and that is 6. Now that is 6, and and 1, and 14 minus 8 is 6, and we have 1. So 24 minus 8 is 16. And now, which is the smallest number? It's still 8. Write down 8 as it is, don't subtract it from 8, and subtract 8 from the other two numbers. So we have 16 minus 8 is 8, 16 minus 8 is 8, and since we have now equal numbers, this is the HCF of the three numbers. Let's take another example. Let's take 32 and randomly a number, let's say 25. What is the HCF of 32 and 25? Let me make some room first. Yeah. So we are going to subtract 25 from both the numbers, no, only from this number, and we are going to write down 25 as it is. So what is 12 minus 5? That is 7, and 2 minus 2 is 0. So we have 7 and 25. Now we are going to subtract 7 from the bigger number and bring down the 7 as it is. So 15 minus 7 is 8, and this number becomes 18. Again, 7 is a smaller number. So bring down the 7 as it is and subtract 7 from here. And we have 18 minus 7 is 11. Again, 7 is smaller. Bring down the 7 as it is and subtract 7 from 11. So 11 minus 7 is 4. And now compare 7 and 4. We have 4 as a smaller number. So subtract 4 from 7. And we have 3. And bring down the 4 as it is. And now 3 is smaller. Subtract 3 from this. You get a 1. And bring down the 3 as it is. And now 1 is smaller. So we're going to subtract 1 from 3. And we have 2. Bring down the 1 as it is. And still 1 is smaller. Subtract 1. And we'll get a 1 on both sides. So since both the numbers are equal, now we have the HCF. So HCF of these two numbers is 1. So whatever happens, the HCF of any two number will at least be 1. Of course, it would be even bigger than 1 sometimes. Thank you for watching.